I am. Time for a reason vinyl finds. I went to the Goodwill today and I came home with 11 records, some of which are records that I wanted badly. So I picked up so many good things. I have a lot to show. This is going to be a long video probably. We'll see. First up, a whole stack of CDs. Some really cool stuff in there, so I'm going to show everything. Tol van Commerce. This is Rocky 7. Tol van Commerce is a Belgian hip-hop trio, and they are rapping in their dialect, their Flemish dialect. And it's good. I like it a lot. I don't understand anything they're saying. Normally when they're rapping in normal Belgian language, normal Flemish language, sorry, oh my god, that's a bad thing to say. Flemish, I can understand it, but this is in heavy dialect and it's really good. They have great samples, by the way, great sample use of Battlestar Galactica, the original series, which is great. This is Populism by Mono, and no, it's not the Japanese Mono, but the Dutch Mono. They're from Rotterdam, indie rock group. I don't think they exist anymore, but this is really good. I like it. It's on a label called Zabel, which is a label that also doesn't exist anymore, but they were big on indie rock and post-rock. So finding this in a Goodwill is just great. Picked up this as well. This is the new Fast Automatic Daffodils, Body Exit Mind. Nothing too special. It's similar to the Happy Mondays early stuff, but not as good as Britpop. Good stuff. Different Class by Pulp. This is stuff you need to pick up when you're in the Goodwill and you see it. It's good music. I mean, it's got two amazing hits on it, Common People and Disco 2000, but I'm not a huge Pulp fan, but picking this up for such a reasonable price is amazing. This was the CD find of the last couple of last 2 weeks actually. And that's the Mollusk by Ween. I love this. This is such a great band. I knew them by name, but this is the first actual CD that I have by them, and it's really good. I think they mostly did concept albums, and this might be a concept album on Sea Life. And a lot of the songs on there, they sound like sea shanties to me, which is weird, because I don't like sea shanties, but I love the way they do them. So, great album. This is playing in the background. Sturm und Zwang. A private collection of German underground pop. It's 20 tracks of German pop groups from the mid-90s. Best known band on it probably is a band called Tokotronic. They did something, they became quite, their name got mentioned, let's just say that, in the underground pop scene. But the rest, I don't know these. It's noisy, it's sample-wise, lots of samples. And I love German music, so there you are. Also picked up Give Out But Don't Give Up by Primal Scream. Another band I love. This is stuff, if I find it on vinyl, I'll pick it up, because it's just a great band. It's got Rocks on it, which is a monster track, very much like Exit from Main Street. I don't have the LP, but the Rolling Stones, that era, it's that you know, rocking. It's that good. Couple of hip hop CDs. I'm not going to talk too much about them. I haven't listened to them really well. This is Black Star, which basically is Mos Def and Talib Kweli. It's pretty good. This is Method Man and Redman. Method Man obviously from the Wu-Tang Clan. This is Blackout. from 1999, and it sounds good. I like it. Doped up rap. And Redman Solo. This is Doc's the Name 2000, and as you can see, he's from Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, like Method Man and Redman CD I just showed. It's pretty good. Just picked up these today as well. This is Bishop Allen and the Broken String. Bishop Allen is the band, Broken String is the title. This is a release on Dead Oceans, and I know them from Akron Family, so it's folky goodness, but this is more poppy apparently. I mean, it's got a really nice booklet with the lyrics. And it was, I guess, $1. Someone wrote her name on it. Oh well. And I also picked up the Sugar Babes, Angels with Dirty Faces, for $2. It's got some songs on it that I like. It's more electro fused pop, and it's probably the most commercial thing I've bought in I don't know, years. Also picked up 2 7-inches, just quickly going to show them. Art of Noise, Moments in Love. Can't go wrong with the Art of Noise. And something really, you know, odd. This is Vicious Velvet with a 7-inch with a song called Please and Goodbye on it. But it's on the, I hope I can show it. There you are, Celt label, which was a label started by a record store owner in Utrecht. The owner of the record store, Da Capo, started it. If you ever go to Holland, I mean, the man sadly passed away not too long ago. The store is still open. If you ever go to Holland, that's a record store you need to go to if you love vinyl. It's vinyl only, and the guy himself, he was a huge 60s freak, so there's a lot of 60s stuff on there as well, in that store as well. I don't know what this is like. I think it's probably going to be some Britpop rip-off, but Vicious Velvet. I also picked up a couple of Bruce Springsteen albums. This is The Wild, The Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. Haven't listened to it yet. Neither have I listened to this really beat-up copy of Born to Run. This was stuck together. I had to rip it open. The vinyl looks good. I haven't checked out if it plays good. I need to clean everything though. But I just wanted this. This, and together with another album that I'm going to show later on, is I'm not happy about. Not because of the album, but because it's not complete. This is a live record by Camel, and it misses the second album. It's a 2 LP set. I just picked it up like, oh, Camel. I didn't check out what it was. So a complete second record is missing from this. Oh well, maybe I'll find a complete version someday. This is Vicious Z with Word Salad. The album they did after this, I don't know what the title is from the top of my head. It's from 1980. That one is, wow, really good. So I hope this is as good as that one. It's new wave, by the way. And this is German pop in Sisters with Moderne Zeiten. I quickly listened to it, and as you can see, there are 5 women making pop music, and it's good. I like it. As I said before, you know, I like German pop music, and this is from 1981. You can't go wrong with that. Then we got my first Jethro Tull album, Heavy Horses, from 1978. I would have loved to get earlier stuff, but this was there. It was $1. I picked it up. Haven't listened to it yet. Now this is one of the 2 mind-blowing finds. This is personally a mind-blowing find. The other one you guys might like as well. But I'm so happy with this. This is their 1990 album Giant Normal Dwarf by the Nits. This I have never seen in normal stores, so finding this for $1 at a Goodwill, oh my god, this is wow. It was on my mental wish list, not on my text wish list, but I'm so glad I found it. I love the Nits. I love them. Great Dutch pop. This is some kind of EP by Propaganda. It's called Wishful Thinking. It's 5 tracks. Not a huge fan of Propaganda, even though it's synth pop of the 80s. So I decided to take a gamble with this one and see if I like it or not. And the next one is the find of the day. Definitely the find of the day. An original copy on Sire Records of Richard Hell and the Voivoids, Blank Generation. When I started collecting punk, this was on my wish list, and it's been on there ever since I started collecting punk, and that must have been about 10 years from now, since 10 years ago, I guess. I never really looked for it, and now finding it for $1, oh, this is such... I haven't listened to it yet, gee, but I know this is just the bomb. This is such... I'm so happy with this. This is the second album that I'm kind of sad about because it misses the second album. It's a double album and I only have 1 LP. Sting, Nothing Like the Sun. I love Sting, but it's just one record in here. This one has Englishman in New York and We'll Be Together. Fragile. It's just, he's a great songwriter, and yeah, I will eventually find a better copy, a complete copy. This is the last record I'm keeping because I got a couple of spare that I bought on purpose. This is the last one, Ultra Fox Ha Ha Ha. From 1977. Haven't listened to it yet, but it's new wave, punk, electronic stuff. Good. Now the following ones I've had for almost a week now. I haven't done an update because I knew I would find something. I didn't think I would find so much, but I lucked out. The greatest album by David Bowie, maybe? Hunky Dory. This is, oh my god, this is such a masterpiece. I love this. Funny thing is, not too long ago there was a whole article in Mojo about this album. Now I have it in my possession. This is great stuff. If you haven't got this one yet, pick it up. Now this is okay. It's because I want to complete the 70s albums by this artist. This is Cat Stevens, Back to Earth. Nothing too amazing. It's not like his early stuff, but it's good enough for me. You know, I like it. It's poppy. It's typical Cat Stevens, and it's the last album he did before returning in the late 90s under his new Muslim name. But you know, this is a great album. Oh, great album. It's a pretty good album. Some more Bruce Springsteen. Darkness on the Edge of Town, which I like. I'm not a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. I'll probably never ever be a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, but picking up his stuff, you know, it's good music and I like it. I also picked up Chris Isaak's debut album. No, this is not his debut, I believe. Anyway, this is his 1987 album, and it's got a Blue Hotel on it, and this is good. Sort of a mixture between 80s pop and Roy Orbison and maybe even Elvis at times. I like it. It's pretty good. Now this, guilty pleasure. I love this. The Fifth Dimension. Love lines, angles, and rhymes, and it's a complete set because it's got the little flip with the 5. It doesn't have an inner sleeve, and it's warped as hell. I don't know if you can. There's the warp. It's warped pretty bad. It does still play, so I'm keeping it until I find a better vinyl version. The sleeve is pretty good, pretty decent shape. So now the following records, following 5 records, 4 records, 5. Yeah, following 5 records I got from a friend. First 3 he didn't want them anymore. He was going to sell them to a record store somewhere, and he offered them to me free. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Get Happy, which is really, really good. It's not as good as Armed Forces, but hey, it's Elvis Costello and I like his stuff. 2 really good Lou Reed albums. This is Sally Can Dance from 1974. And Coney Island Baby from 1970, I think 76. It's the album he released straight after Metal Machine Music. So that's really good. I like Lou Reed, even stuff that isn't as good as Transformer. But the following, the guy I got this from, his name is Michael. Thank you, Michael. I've mentioned him before in other videos, and he sometimes buys records that he already has, and when that happens and it's not so much different version, he gives the one of the versions to me. And he did that with this soundtrack to 3 the Hard Way by The Impressions. Funk, soul, it's blaxploitation music, really good. Colored vinyl. The quality of the recording isn't that good. It's very noisy. It's not that good. The music is good. The quality isn't. And I didn't mention this, but last Sunday was my birthday, and I got a record from Michael. Thank you again, Michael. And it's Mr. Bungle's Disco Volante. My favorite still is California, but this is just an amazing album by Mr. Bungle. Mike Patton, you all know him. This is a record that goes all over the place. It's punk, it's metal, it's jazz, it's funk, it's pop, it's bossa nova, it's techno, it's everything. And that is in each song. Like every song just goes from one style to another. It's really hard to listen to, but if you take the effort, it's really good music. Now the next 3 records are records I bought through Amazon, new records by the way, and I noticed that shipping is free when it's over £25 because I bought it at amazon.co.uk, and I'm going to use it more often because without shipping, these are a lot cheaper than what I can get them for in record stores. First up, it's Earth Division EP by Mogwai, and I've not seen anyone pick this up. If you love Hardcore Will Never Die, but you will, pick it up. It is awesome. They mentioned that the sound would be more electronic, more different. It is different. The whole post-punk sound, post-punk, I said post-punk, post-rock. The whole post-rock sound, the climactic guitar noise things, it's not in here. They totally left that out of the playing field and went with strings and percussion and electronic stuff as well. But it's really, really laid back and mellow, and it's beautiful. The sleeve, I think, is great. This, I like even better. Picture of a lion. The version I have is on the label from Mogwai called Rock Action. I know it's out on Sub Pop as well. If you haven't picked it up, pick it up. It's not that expensive. It's an EP. This one I wanted since it was announced like in January or February this year. I never found a copy, so now I have one. All Eternals deck by the Mountain Goats. I love the Mountain Goats. Great, folky, indie pop, whatever you want to call it. These guys have been doing this for, or these guys, it's basically one guy. And that is John Darnielle? Is that his name? Yeah. John Darnielle. He basically does everything with the help of other people, obviously. So it's his project. Oops, almost fell. And it's good. I like it. And if you like Sufjan Stevens, maybe even Bright Eyes, you might like this. Good album. Now this is pretty new. It was released last week. This is the new Played album, and I have to read out the name. Skintilly, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's on Warp. It's not a great release in terms of packaging. I expected this to be a gatefold. It's a double album, and I expected a gatefold, but this is a rather simple release. It wasn't that expensive, but I don't know if they did a more elaborate edition. Anyway, this is really good electronic music from Warp. Very much in the vein of Boards of Canada, and even I don't know how you pronounce their name, Atekra? Sort of a mixture between those two. Added to it is also a little dubstep style, so if you're into that kind of music you might like this as well. I think MG Foster is going to love this. Cool Ranch Dressing, Derek. I think you guys will be interested in the new Played album because it's really good. It's not, it's not going to change the musical landscape, but it's really, really good. A magical cut? Yeah. When I made the video, there were 4 records at the end that I showed, and they were meant for trading. At least I thought that would be a good idea, but then I thought, no, he's going to send them to 2 people. So that's why this little thing is here. The people that I'm going to send them to, they have already been notified. That is Grecian Thunder and Rob from Boston, Panique's 1960. They will be hopefully soon, at least I'll be shipping them hopefully soon. They'll be receiving 2 records each, and I'm not going to tell you what, except Grecian Thunder knows, Andreas knows that one of the 2 records, what kind of record it's going to be. So this is basically just a little add-on to the video that I just did, and hope you don't mind.